Hey everybody, Jason Burmest here, and I was kind of surprised today when I came across a poll by MSNBC, yes, establishment, MSNBC no doubt, asking about Julian Assange, because Julian Assange in large part has been completely blacked out from Western media altogether. Yesterday, I did a video detailing how Pamela Anderson and her foundation have written an open letter to the president, how he's being tortured. We're going to reiterate some of that today. We're also going to get into the latest, as there was and kind of is this coalition of former and current political figures in Australia that are trying to resist the fact that Britain is going to extradite Assange to the United States in this ridiculous indictment. So when I saw this poll today, actually, I don't do a lot of polls. I'm not Mr. Poll. I don't need to find out what kind of fruit I am or what kind of Hawaiian t-shirt print I prefer. You know, those ridiculous polls. But this was pretty simple. It was two choices. Now, I wouldn't even go with whistleblower. He's a publisher. He's a journalist. He didn't really blow the whistle on anything in the sense of firsthand knowledge. No, he got all this stuff from other people, right? But 95% of the people, 13,000 plus votes, and you can take this poll yourself, understand that Julian Assange is not a criminal. He is not a cyber terrorist. He's not somebody that we should be prosecuting. Who the hell are the other 646 people that voted he's a criminal? What is wrong with these people? What don't they get about free speech? What don't they understand about a citizenry's right to know, especially when they have such an outwardly corrupt system in front of them, perpetrated not only by the government, but the corporate entities that surround them, the power structure, the real organized crime. So I can't relate to you 646 brainwashed individuals. I'm sure there's a few bots in there. I'm sure there's a few pro-government people in there, you know, a little bit of sliding the dial. But overall, I was happy to see 95%. Let me repeat that. 95% understand that Assange has no place in a courtroom in the United States. Now, moving on. This is out of The Independent in Europe. Pamela Anderson claims, this isn't a claim, guys, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has been subjected to traumatic psychological torture. 100% he has. Psychological, physical, there's no doubt about it. And me and Pamela Anderson don't have to agree on everything. I don't have to take her side on every political issue. But when she is the most vocal person, not just celebrity, but vocal person in the United States for the rights of Julian Assange that gets any press coverage, because we're going to talk about the press coverage in a moment, I don't know what else to say. Well, we're not talking about Julian Assange other than as a criminal. That's why I was so shocked to see this MSNBC poll right here. All right. So this is that letter to the president I was discussing. I read the entire thing because it's pretty short. But it says, hey, you know, Mr. Trump, you said you loved the WikiLeaks, sir, on the run-up to the campaign. You said you love freedom. You wanted to take down the swamp and the deep state. Your and Julian Assange's ideals, they align, at least outwardly. Unless this is a dog and pony show and we want to restrict people like Assange who dare to challenge the power structure. Now, she's not the only one saying that he's being tortured. His mother, his father are fearing that he will die in prison. All right? John Shipton told reporters he had visited his son in a British prison earlier this week and needed to come to terms with the fact he may die in jail. This is not the bitter disappointment of a father. This is simply fact. Julian may die in jail over a 9-year persecution for revealing the truth of war crimes. It is beyond obscene. I agree. Do not let apathy police the populace, folks. Get involved. Now, as I was stating before, and I've reported on, that there was this growing coalition of people that are saying, listen, this guy is not a United States citizen. He's an Australian citizen. They've trumped up charges against him. He has no reason to be in jail whatsoever right now. This extradition indictment to the United States is beyond absurd and spits in the face of a free press, and it caters to a government, a regime, an establishment, a permanent state that lied to Australia to get them into the war on terror in the first place. But you see, some people will tell you that's just not going to be the case, including former Foreign Minister Alexander Downer, who has dismissed the idea of Australian intervention to save WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange from potential extradition to the U.S. and political storm over leaks designed to influence the last presidential election. I'm glad at least they're calling them leaks, because the article we went over yesterday in regards to Roger Stone's trial, and we're going to get to that because that has resumed today. We have the latest on the Roger Stone trial, which actually involves WikiLeaks. You know what you're not going to hear about in that trial, or you're going to hear from, rather? Julian Assange. Now, in this day and age, in the fact that he's already in the prison system, waiting to be extradited to this country and trumped up charges, you would think that we could get a Skype conversation with Mr. Assange for the courtroom. I know that I interview people all the time from around the world, and it's not a problem. If Jason Burmest can do it, I'm pretty sure some of the highest courts in the land can do it. But again, the media focus has shifted away from WikiLeaks and Julian Assange and Russian collusion and even obstruction of justice at this point, and now moved on to this new Ukrainian narrative. No offense, but that side of the political spectrum and aspects of the deep state, because there are aspects of this Leviathan that are so pro-Trump you can't imagine, right? Do want him out of there. They don't like that he's a wild card. He's not giving them exactly everything that they want. Some of the globalists are upset. That's a real thing. And Roger Stone, by the way, we went over this yesterday, but he's not being charged with anything he did in the run-up to the 2016 election, because everything he did was completely legal. No, it's about making misstatements to congressmen, and perjuring himself. It's the same bullshit kind of stuff. Like I said, if this were pre-Mueller report or on the heels of a week or two after the Mueller report, I think that this would have been a bigger media circus. But as the Mueller report fell apart, as the last throes of that narrative kind of went down the drain when they had Mueller take the stand himself and he was just babbling and couldn't go over any of it, I think that was the end. And to speak about this media blackout, and again, the fact that Assange is being tortured, that most people in this country still aren't fooled, but we're so damn apathetic, we don't seem to care. So if you go here by date, all right, Yahoo's finally, showing the thing with Trump because of her posting throwback photos with Donald and Melania, and the fact that she has that open letter. But there's not a lot of U.S. press, okay? You notice that? And let's go not by date, but by relevance really quickly, so you can see how much the U.S. really cares. Something about a protester scaling something with a free Assange, okay? New York Post, we went over that article. Independent, we went over that article. Not a lot here. Same thing from RTO. This is from Mother Jones. We went over the Roger Stone stuff. You're not seeing anything about the fact that this guy might die. There was barely any coverage of the MIA concert in London. There's no real coverage on how this man may die in prison, and I think that is the plan. They'd rather not have to extradite him. They'd rather just make an example of him, how he's going to have to be, you want to tell the truth? You may be on the run. And then when you finally do get pulled out of an embassy that was supposed to be a place where you were secure, you're going to prison in solitary confinement where you're further psychologically and physical torture. That makes sense. Guys, if you like this video, thumbs it up. Share it with others. Join the Burmest Brigade if you're new to this. We're trying to reach 40,000 subscribers. We're at 36 and change. Growing a lot today. I'm not sure if another YouTuber suggested me or get some traction on the website, but whoever's posting my stuff, that's how you help me. Please post this stuff everywhere. We're doing it 3 to 7 times a day. We're talking about Assad, mixed martial arts. We did mixed martial mindset with John Fitch yesterday. We do that once a week. You can find the audio version on thegruelingtruth.com. We did a little Elon Musk walk and talk, kind of exposing the real agenda there. We talked about transhumanism, pig brains, and more. So once again, join the Burmest Brigade. Hit that subscribe button. And if you want to financially support me, there's no Patreon, there's no Subscribe Star, there's no guarantee I'll be on the YouTube platform forever. I got nothing but love in my heart, folks, but I'm fringe content at sometimes. I'm borderline content. I hope they don't kick me off. I'll continue to do videos elsewhere, especially if you'll continue to fund me, 5 months deep. We're at 1333. Love to get that up to 2,000 plus before the end of the week. So if you got 5, 10, 15 bucks, you like what I do, I give everything away for free. There's no bonus content. I love you guys. It's not about left or right. It's always about right and wrong. And it's about time we get Assange out of the situation he's in and expose the monsters among us, no matter what side of the political field they are on. With that being said, I'll see you all later on the flip side.